I'm a 27-year-old woman who never had a great relationship with my older sister Emma, 32, but things took a sharp turn for the worse when I shared news of my pregnancy last year. For some background, my husband, Tom, 29, and I have been together for 8 years, married for 3, and we both have steady careers in finance and healthcare, respectively. We had always planned to start a family around this time, and when we learned I was pregnant, we were overjoyed. Emma, however, had a very different reaction. She's always been the carefree spirit of our family, constantly traveling and switching careers every couple of years, which is perfectly fine. Everyone deserves to live life on their own terms, but from the moment she heard about my pregnancy, she turned it into a personal attack on my choices. It began with subtle jabs about how I was giving up my youth and settling for a mundane life. She'd repeatedly point out that I was only 27 and had so much potential left. These remarks soon escalated into outright criticism of every part of my pregnancy. I never expected her to share my values, but her relentless hostility toward my decisions felt unnecessary. Emma started making cutting comments about my changing body, saying things like, "Looks like you've just let yourself go completely," or "Some women actually manage to stay fit while pregnant." At first, I brushed it off as Emma being her usual self, but the more I ignored it, the harsher her words became. She'd send me articles about women who lost themselves after motherhood or forward memes mocking people who gave up on life after having kids. It wasn't just body shaming anymore. It felt like she was on a mission to make me regret my choice to become a mother. I later discovered she was talking behind my back to mutual friends, saying things like, "She's throwing away her potential," or "I can't understand why anyone would choose to ruin their life like that." It stung because these were people I was close to, and her words sowed doubt in their minds. One friend even asked if I was truly prepared for the responsibility of motherhood, a question that hit me like a ton of bricks. The tipping point came at my baby shower. My mom and best friend had planned a beautiful event, and everything was going wonderfully until Emma arrived 3 hours late, visibly intoxicated. She spent the entire time making loud remarks about how I looked about to burst when I was only 6 months pregnant. She commented on how my face was so swollen and how she couldn't believe I was choosing diapers over ambition. I ended up crying in the bathroom while my mom tried to console me. Tom was livid and asked her to leave, which she did, dramatically declaring that we were all too sensitive. For weeks afterward, she'd bring up the incident, laughing about how we needed to lighten up and blaming my emotions on pregnancy hormones. But it wasn't just the baby shower. There were smaller moments, too, that I didn't want to face at the time because I was too drained to deal with them. Emma once invited me to a yoga class, claiming it was to help me stay in shape. But when I got there, she spent the whole time making snarky remarks about how much harder it was for me now. I left in tears, feeling like I'd never live up to her impossible standards. She'd also drop by my house unannounced with her friends, treating me like a sideshow, pointing out how my life was about to change forever and how she could never imagine being tied down like that. These visits weren't about support. They were her way of flaunting her unattached lifestyle in my face. Fast forward to last month, Emma got engaged to David, 34, a successful businessman from a very family-focused background. I'd heard snippets about him from my parents, how he came from a wealthy family, was highly respected in his field, and seemed like a great match for Emma, at least on the surface. The engagement was sudden. I can't tell you the full story in short. To watch the full story, click the related link below.